Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So this evening and also tomorrow evening we are going to discuss about Krishna's pastimes, especially from Garga Samhita and other Puranas, mainly from Garga Samhita. Samhitas are the scriptures that generally describe the narrations and presentations of some exalted spiritual personalities. Like we know about Brahma Samhita, Brahma's description of the spiritual reality. So Garga Muni is the family priest of the Jadu dynasty. And you all remember from Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto and Krishna book, that Garga Muni went to Nanda Maharaj's place for Krishna and Balaram's name-giving ceremony. He was sent by Vasudeva. And so Garga Muni came across the sages who assembled in Naimisharanya, the same scene where Sutta Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shaunaka Rishi, on behalf of all the assembled sages, asked Garga Muni to speak about Krishna. Garga Muni then started to narrate what Narad Muni told King Bahulashya. Bahulashya was a king. He was a king and king of Mithila, and he was a great devotee of Krishna. Krishna actually personally went to see him. It's there in Srimad Bhagavatam. In that city there were two great devotees, King Bahulashya and a poor Brahmana, Shrutadev. So Krishna went to Mithila, and Krishna felt that both the devotees wanted him to have come to their house, come to their place. So Krishna expanded himself into two forms. One Krishna went to Bahulashya, and other Krishna went to Shrutadev. So that is how great a devotee King Bahulashya was. So Narad Muni Bahulashya met Narad Muni, and he requested also to speak about Krishna. So then Krishna actually, what Narad Muni told, Garga Muni related that to Shaunaka Rishi. Starting from how Brahma along with the demigods went to, rather first consideration is Mother Earth in the form of a cow went to Brahma and appealed to him that please do something about the situation that I am facing right now. It's totally unbearable. Please do something about it, because these demoniac kings are tormenting me so much. Brahma felt that he could not actually rectify the situation. So then Brahma went to Vishnu So Garga Samhita actually goes further. What did Vishnu do? Vishnu also felt that he was not in a position to do anything about that. The situation was so critical. So they actually approached Krishna in Vrindavan. So Krishna assured them, okay, I'll come to take care of the situation. And the other consideration is, this was the time when Krishna had to come himself. Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all incarnations. That Krishna comes only once in a day of Brahma. In a day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus, and the 7th Manu is Vaivashata Manu. And out of his 71 Chaturjugas, on the 28th Chaturjuga, towards the end of Dwapar Yuga, Krishna, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, comes. And this is that Chaturjuga of Vaivashata Manmantar, 28th Chaturjuga. In this Chaturjuga, Dwapar Yuga, Krishna came, the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna gave Brahma the assurance, okay, I'll be coming. But when Krishna said that I'll be coming, Radharani became very disturbed. She said, I can't bear your separation even for a moment, and you are saying that you are going to go away. I would rather give up my body. Krishna said, don't worry. You will also come with me. She said, no, I don't want to go to a place where there is no Vrindavan and there is no Govardhan. Then Krishna arranged that Vrindavan also would descend and Govardhan also would descend. Govardhan descended as the son of Drona mountain. The Drona mountain is situated in Shalmali Dvip. There are 7 islands and 7 oceans. The central one is the Jambudvip, where we are situated. It is surrounded by saltwater ocean. Then the next is Kroncha, surrounded by sugar water ocean. And then Shalmali, that is surrounded by liquor ocean, Sura. So in Shalmali Dvip is Drona mountain, and Govardhan appeared as Drona mountain's son. So one day Pulastha Rishi, Brahma's son, one of the 10 sons of Brahma, Pulastha, Pulaha, Kratu, Angira, Marichi, etc. So Pulastha came to Shalmali Dvip. He saw this beautiful Govardhan. And he wanted to take Govardhan to Varanasi, where his place was. Benares, today's Benares, Kashi. It's a place of Lord Shiva, and Pulastha worships Lord Shiva there. So he asked Govardhan's father, please give me your son. I want to take him to Varanasi. Govardhan was very dear to his father, Drona. His heart was breaking that this sage wants to take his son away. But at the same time, he couldn't say no, because when an exalted personality asks for something, the general custom is not to refuse him. So he said, okay, if you want to take him. So father called Govardhan and told Govardhan, this sage wants to take you to Varanasi. So Govardhan asked, how is he going to carry me? So Pulastha said, don't worry, I'll be able to carry you. Then Govardhan said, okay, I'll go with one condition, that whenever you place me somewhere, I won't move from there. If on your way, if you take me off your hands and put me somewhere, I won't move from there. So this way, Pulastha Rishi was carrying Govardhan. When he was flying over Vrindavan, Govardhan remembered that Krishna is going to come, he is going to perform his pastimes, and he decided to stay there. So he weighed himself so heavy, he increased his weight so much that Pulastha couldn't carry him anymore. Rather, he got some pressure in his stomach. So out of that situation, he forgot the condition, he placed Govardhan, and after his taking bath and all, when he came, Govardhan won't move. So he said, what's happening? Come on my hand, I'm going to carry you. So look, there was a condition that if you lay me down somewhere, I'm going to stay there. So he became very upset. He said, this is how you tricked me? So I curse you that every day you will reduce in size by the size of a sesame seed. And that is why Govardhan is reducing his size. So this is how Vrindavan came to this planet and Govardhan came to this planet. So as you all know, Krishna appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, and he was transported to Nanda Maharaj's house. Krishna and Balaram was drawn from Devaki's to Rohini's So this is how Krishna and Balaram appeared in Vrindavan, and they were growing up as a son of Nanda Maharaj. So one day, Narad Muni went to Kamsa and he disclosed to him that Kamsa, actually this Krishna and Balaram are Vasudev's son. Krishna is Devaki's 8th son, and the 7th one is actually Balaram. And he was transported from Devaki's to Rohini's So Kamsa became very upset hearing that. So he immediately he pulled out his sword and wanted to kill kill Vasudeva. And so Narad Muni stopped him. He said, look, by killing Vasudeva, what will you gain? Rather, Krishna will become even more upset. So that will be even more dangerous for you. Your fear is not from Vasudeva. Your anxiety is actually from Krishna. So rather arrange for Krishna to be taken care of. Now the question may arise, why did Narad Muni go and report to Kamsa? The reason behind that is that demigods were becoming very impatient. Krishna came, but why he is not killing Kamsa? When he'll kill Kamsa? So they approached Narad Muni, please do something about it. Please do something about it. So that is why Narad Muni came and told Kamsa, so that Krishna's appearance will be accelerated. So then Kamsa asked Narad Muni that, I'm trying to kill him in so many ways, but I can't. all my stalwart associates, they were so powerful. They're even more powerful than the demigods, so powerful that even the demigods tremble in fear when they hear their names. And they are being killed by this Krishna and Balaram. So Narad Muni told him, Kamsa, you made a mistake. When the enemy is too strong, then you don't just send one after another, individually. Rather, you gather your strength together and then you attack. So, gather your strength together, and that is how you try to. So, and that is why Kamsa actually made the arrangement of the Dhanurjagya. Kamsa had the bow of Lord Shiva that he got from Parashuram. Lord Shiva got this bow from Vishnu to kill Tripurasura. And afterwards he gave it to Parashuram. So Parashuram had that bow, and Parashuram gave Kamsa that bow. And he also told Kamsa that when somebody will string this bow and break the bow, that is the time he'll die. So anyway, the bow was there and nobody could actually lift that bow. After all, it's the bow of Lord Shiva. Just like Janak Raj also had the bow, and he made the condition that whoever could string that bow would be able to get the hands of Sita Devi. So Kamsa had that bow, and Kamsa made that condition. He announced that I'll perform this Dhanurjagya, and whoever would be able to string that bow will get half the kingdom. So that way all the kings arrived there, and he made the arrangement for a beautiful, gorgeous ceremony of Dhanurjagya. And Akrura was sent to invite Krishna and Balaram. Kamsa made arrangements that he had this terrible elephant, Kubalaya Pira. So this Kubalaya Pira will be at the entrance of the palace gate. And when Krishna and Balaram would come, Kubalaya Pira will trample them to death. And he also made arrangements for 5 terrible wrestlers, mainly 2 of them initially, Chanur and Mushtik. They are 5 brothers, Chanur, Mushtik, Shal, Kuta and Toshal. So the arrangement was that Kamsa was trying to kill Krishna in this way. And Krishna and Balaram was brought in. Akrura brought Krishna Balaram. And in the evening, Krishna Balaram went out to see the city of Mathura. They came from the village, forest, Vrindavan. So they were very excited to see the city. And while they were going there, Krishna along with the other cowherd boys, they saw that one man was carrying, a washerman was carrying the bunch of freshly dyed and clothes, new clothes. So Krishna asked, look, we have been invited by the king. We came from the village. So we are not really dressed for the occasion properly. Will you please give us some of those dresses? So that washerman became very upset. And these dresses belong to the king, and you dare to have his dresses. If the king gets to know that, he'll immediately punish you. So, in this way, this person started to insult Krishna and Balaram and the cowherd boys, that you all are dwellers of the forest. You should rather go there with the coping on. So when he was insulting him like that, Krishna just slapped him and his head went flying. So this is how, and then they all dressed up with all these clothes. And they were simple village boys. They couldn't dress so well, they couldn't dress properly. So there was a weaver they saw, so he very affectionately came to them and dressed them up with all those clothes. And Krishna blessed the weaver that at the end of this life he'll go back to the spiritual world. Then there was a flower man, florist, his name was Sudama. So he, seeing Krishna Balaram, invited them and decorated them with beautiful flower garlands and flower decorations. Then Krishna Balaram came across a hunchback woman, Tribakra, and asked, "Who are you? What are you doing?" So she said that I carry the sandalwood paste for the king and I decorate him, the sandalwood paste. But she said that now I feel that the purpose of my carrying this sandalwood paste is to decorate you. So she used the sandalwood paste to decorate Krishna Balaram. And Krishna actually addressed her as, "Oh, beautiful one." She was a hunchback woman, obviously not at all pleasant looking. But this time what Krishna did, Krishna pressed her toes with his feet and placed his fingers under his chin, and Krishna gave a jerk and her body became straight and she became an extremely beautiful woman. So this is how Krishna came to Mathura. These were the initial encounters that Krishna had. Then Krishna came across some Vaishyas, the business community people. They were very respectful and they offered respect to Krishna and worshipped Krishna and Balaram. But when Krishna asked where the bows were kept, the Vaishyas were afraid. They didn't tell anything because they were afraid that if Kamsa gets to know that they gave him the direction where the bows were, where the bow was, then they would be in difficulty. But there were some little boys there. They said, we know where the bows are, where the bow is. Come, we'll take you there. So this is how Krishna and Balaram came to that place where the bow was kept for performing the sacrifice. So Krishna entered in there. There were guards, they tried to stop, said, "Don't enter there. Who are you?" But Krishna and Balaram did not pay any heed. They just walked straight up to the bow. Krishna very easily lifted the bow with his left hand. He bent it, strung the bow, and as he pulled the bow string, it broke. It created such a terrible sound that it sounded like the whole universe was trembling with the sound. Kamsa inquired, "What's happening? What's happening?" And he was told that this Krishna has broken the bow. Kamsa naturally became very worried and he sent his army. One whole battalion had been sent. But Krishna and Balaram, taking one half of the bow, beat all those army and took care of them. And then they went back to their place. They were staying outside, the cowherd people, Nanda Maharaj and other cowherd people. So they went there. It has been described that that night, 2 persons couldn't sleep. One was Kamsa. Throughout the night, he was having nightmare. He was seeing all kinds of horrible scenes. He was seeing that he was walking, but his body was not casting any shadow. And sometimes he saw that he doesn't have his head on his body. And he also saw all kinds of ghastly sights. So he couldn't sleep the whole night. And the other person who couldn't sleep was Nanda Maharaj. He was worried that now we have come into Kamsa's place. Who knows what's he going to do at night? Anyway, so in the morning, Krishna and Balaram approached the arena where the wrestling bout was supposed to take place. And when Krishna came to the palace gate, he saw this elephant blocking his way. Krishna told the elephant driver, please move out and let us go. And when Krishna spoke like that, he actually made the elephant charge towards Krishna. And Krishna tried to take Krishna by his trunk, but Krishna slipped out of his trunk and he went at the back of the elephant and he kept on moving and the elephant kept on moving. So this is how Krishna played with the elephant for some time. And then at some point, Krishna went underneath the elephant's belly and the elephant started to looking around. In this way, he played, and finally, at one point, Krishna held by the elephant Kubalaya Pira by a trunk, and Balaram held it by its tail, and both of them started to pull the elephant. So, elephant became extremely angry, and this Kubalaya Pira was a very special elephant, which had the strength of 10,000 war elephants. Extremely powerful. And then finally, Krishna caught the elephant by its trunk, by its tusk, and made it fall, and then pulled the tusk out of his body, huge tusk. And he started to beat the elephant with the tusk and killed it. So then Krishna took one of the tusk, Balaram took another tusk as 2 trophies, and they walked into the arena where the wrestling bout was supposed to take place. It has been described like Krishna's face was decorated with sandalwood decoration, white sandalwood decoration, and the blood from the dead elephant also made some drops there on his face. It looked like his face was decorated with white chandan and red chandan. And people, then they saw these 2 gigantic personalities came out to wrestle with Krishna and Balaram. People started to complain, what's happening? Like the wrestling match usually takes place among the equals. And here these 2 giants are going to wrestle with these 2 boys. It has also been described in Srimad Bhagavatam how different people saw Krishna at that time in different ways. Mallanam Ashani. The wrestlers saw him as the thunderbolt. The human beings saw him as the best of human beings. The king saw him as the one who gives punishment. The women saw him as the personified Cupid. The cowherd boys saw him as their friend, and the cowherd people saw him as their friend and relative. So, this way, different people saw Krishna in different way, and this is how it has been described, that Krishna is the reservoir of all the rasas. There are 5 principal rasas and 7 secondary rasas. So in the wrestling arena, Krishna also addressed Charu and Mushtika that we are just some village people. We wrestle among ourselves playfully in the forest, and the king invited us to demonstrate our wrestling skill, but we never knew that we have to confront you all like such. You are so big, so you are not proper match. Then Charu said, look, you may look like a young boy, little boy, but you are not a little boy. Your actions are not like a little boy. You have killed this Kubalaya Pira. It's unthinkable. Even the demigods couldn't kill Kubalaya Pira, couldn't deal with Kubalaya Pira. You broke the bow that nobody can usually string it, bend it and string it. You are not an ordinary person. So we can see that even the demons could recognize that Krishna and Balaram were not ordinary persons. Anyway, in the wrestling bout, Krishna and Balaram killed Charu and Mushtik. Then his other 3 brothers came out, Kuta, Shal and Tosha, killed them also. And then Krishna invited the cowherd boys on the wrestling arena, and they started to demonstrate wrestling skills there among themselves. Kamsa became so upset, he started to shout that arrest them, kill Ugrasen, kill all these jadus who are supporting this. And so at that time, Kamsa was in a high platform watching. So Krishna jumped up on there. Kamsa took out his sword and his shield. He attacked Krishna. Krishna barehanded, he avoided those attacks of Kamsa. Then at a suitable moment, he just struck Kamsa with his hand. And Kamsa's crown went flying. And he became completely dazed. So at that time, Krishna grabbed him by his hair. The Kshatriyas have long hair, used to have long hair. So grabbed him by and dragged him, jumped from that platform down to the arena. And there he started to beat him with his hands, and Kamsa was killed. So this is how Krishna killed Kamsa. His purpose is fulfilled. But Krishna didn't come to kill just one person. Vinasaya cha dushkritam. So Kamsa's father-in-law was Jarasandha, another very, very powerful demon, who was the leader of all the demons there. Kamsa was married to his 2 daughters, Asti and Prapti. So these 2 widows went to their father and reported. So Jarasandha took a vow that he will make this earth devoid of jadus. But he didn't realize that it's going to work the other way around. Krishna came to make this world devoid of demons. So Jarasandha attacked Mathura with 23 Akshohini soldiers. 23 Akshohini soldiers comprising of 63,000 chariots and 63,000 elephants, 4 times more the cavalries, and then foot soldiers. So it is something like 63,000 multiplied by 10, 630,000. And soldiers, and 23 Akshohinis, 630,000 multiplied by 23. And at that time, the Jadus hardly have any military power, because the soldiers were all Kamsa soldiers in there, so they all left. Kamsa already arrested his father Ugrasen, defeating his army. Actually, when Kamsa was killing Vasudeva and Devaki's children, right after their birth, Ugrasen tried to stop Kamsa. But Kamsa actually did not listen to his father, and a battle took place between Ugrasen and Kamsa's army defeated Ugrasen, and he put Ugrasen in prison. So anyway, so they hardly had any military power. So at that time, 2 chariots came from the spiritual world, equipped with all the weapons. And they are Krishna and Balaram's chariots. So with just a handful of soldiers, Krishna and Balaram went out of the city gate to confront. And the ladies who are watching from the top of the palace, they saw that Krishna and Balaram and their army were surrounded, as if an ocean has engulfed an island. So they all became very worried. Oh, what will happen now? But then very soon they saw that Krishna and Balaram emerging from that army, just like the sun rises from between the cloud. And in no time, Krishna and Balaram wiped out the entire 23 Akshohini soldiers of Jarasandha. Balaram got Jarasandha and he was about to kill him. Krishna said, don't kill him now. Don't kill him, let him go. The question arises, why did Krishna let Jarasandha go? Because again and again Jarasandha came and attacked. The answer to that is, Krishna came to kill the demons. And Jarasandha was actually Krishna's recruiting agent. He was recruiting these demons and bringing them to Krishna to wipe them out. So 17 times Jarasandha actually attacked Krishna, and 17 times Krishna defeated him. And on the 18th time, from one side Jarasandha was coming, and on the other side Kalajavana was coming. Kalajavana came with 32 million soldiers. He was a Javana king. And so Kalajavana was, you see, these warriors were very fond of fighting. They derive their pleasure by fighting. So Kalajavana defeated everybody, and so when he met Narad Muni, he asked, please tell me, who is my match? Who can I fight with? So Narad Muni told Krishna is the one who is your proper match. So that's how he actually attacked Mathura. And at that time, Krishna just walked out of the palace gate. Jarasandha saw from Narad Muni's description that this is the person who he was actually waiting for. And when he saw that Krishna doesn't have any weapon, he dropped his weapon also. He thought, because this is the Kshatriya rule, that if the other person doesn't have weapon, one shouldn't attack him with weapon. So he also dropped his weapon. And he thought Krishna was coming towards him and he would just catch him and fight with him. But Krishna came to him and he, instead of coming straight to him, Krishna just started to walk away from him. So Kalajavana thought that, oh, he became afraid of me. So he just wanted to catch Krishna, and he was trying to catch Krishna. It seemed like Krishna was just walking and Kalajavana was running full speed. Still he couldn't catch him. It seemed like he was just one step ahead of him, but still he couldn't catch him. In this way, following Krishna, they came to a mountain cave. Krishna entered into the mountain cave. And Kalajavana thought that, oh, now he is hiding. So he followed him. And inside the cave, Kalajavana saw that somebody was sleeping. So he thought that, oh, this must be Krishna. So he kicked him and woke him up. This was actually Muchukunda, son of Mandhata. Muchukunda was fighting for the demigods, fighting on behalf of the demigods against the demons. And for a long time he actually fought on behalf of the demigods. And then Kartikeya was born as the son of Mahadev and Parvati, and he became the general of the demigods. So he came, and the demigods told him, now you can retire, we got our general. And the demigods wanted to give him a boon, that please ask for some boon. So Muchukunda said that, look, I'm so tired. All I want is to sleep, uninterrupted sleep. And if anybody untimely wakes me up, and as I look at him, he will be burned to ashes. So that's why Krishna tricked Kalajavana into that cave where Muchukunda was sleeping and made Kalajavana to wake him up, and Muchukunda looked at him and Kalajavana was burnt to ashes. Now Krishna will have to deal with Jarasandha, but this time Jarasandha came with other demons who are not meant to be killed at that time. Like Shishupal, Dantavakra, Duryodhana also was with him, Pondraka. So Krishna decided not to kill this time, the entire army. So Krishna and Balaram, as they came into the battlefield, they ran away from the battlefield. That's why Krishna has the name Ranchod, one who ran away from the battlefield. For a warrior to run away from the battlefield is the worst kind of disgrace. But Krishna did that. He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While before the battle of Kurukshetra, he convinced Arjun not to leave the battlefield, because then everybody will consider him to be a coward. But he himself ran away from the battlefield like a coward. And Jarasandha was thinking that, oh, this time I won. Anyway, so he with his army chased Krishna and Balaram. They came to a mountain called Pravarshan Mountain, and they entered into the Jarasandha tried to search for Krishna and Balaram but couldn't find them there. So he decided to burn the entire mountain. And Krishna and Balaram went on top of the mountain, and they jumped from there and came to Dwarka, landed in Dwarka. Oh, in the meantime, when this attack happened, when Jarasandha was going to attack from one side and Kalajavana is going to attack, Krishna discussed with Balaram, it's a very difficult situation. The enemies are coming to attack from two sides. Our citizens won't be safe. So Krishna called Vishwakarma and ordered him to build a city in the middle of the ocean so that nobody can come and attack there. And Vishwakarma overnight built the city, and Krishna made all the residents of Mathura be transported to Dwarka. And in the morning when they woke up, they found themselves in another place, in some beautiful palaces there, in a beautiful city, and they found that their nameplates were in front of the house of every house, who it belonged to. So this is how Krishna transported his capital from Mathura to Dwarka. And Jarasandha, 18th time, Jarasandha felt that he defeated Krishna. He was very proud. So, should I stop now? Okay, I'll stop now. Tomorrow also we'll have another session. Actually, yeah, once you start talking about Krishna, there's so much to say. And I was trying to make it short, but still. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Krishna Balaram ki jai. Does anybody have any question or comment? Yes? Yeah, okay. Actually, otherwise, this was the way Krishna and Kamsa will invite Krishna and Balaram to Mathura in order to kill, with the intention to kill them, but instead Krishna would kill him. So that is how it was, expedite Kamsa's departure. Jai Shri Shri Rukmini Dwarkadhesh ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Shamabeto Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hare. Any other question? Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Glories to Srila Prabhupada.